I am done letting L4D2 players ruin my day. I am mainly a versus player with over like 1,000 hours in the game mode. Now obviously, at the end of the day it's a video game, so nothing really matters, but that would kind of make for a boring video. L4D2 Versus is a game where missing one charge can get you banned from a lobby faster than a boomer pop. It's brutal and it's kind of petty, but I'm still here. So I want to share with you what I like to call the 3 pillars of toxicity in L4D2, and 4 strategies on how I deal with those pillars, and I think number 4 is probably the most important strategy you will hear from me today. Number 1, the kicker. Kicked for committing the heinous crime of making one mistake or being new to the game.
Get the fuck out of here! Get the fuck out of here!
These are players who treat every public lobby like a grand finals of a $1 million major tournament. To them, a mistake is not a learning moment, it's a waste of their time. They believe that they are carrying the team, and that anyone with fewer hours is an anchor for them. This type of player doesn't want teammates, they want bots that follow their commands. If you aren't playing the meta and memorizing every spawn or shortcut, you are the target. Pillar number 2, the rage quitter. The player who rage quits and leaves the second they lose a tank fight or lose the first chapter. This is the most common form of toxicity and the one that actually kills games. These players only care about winning games by a landslide. Their ego is tied to the scoreboard. If they aren't winning by 500 points, the game is broken or boring and they would rather leave than play a close match. The rage quitter is the reason 80% of versus games end in the first or second chapter. They aren't here for a game, they're here for the ever so important win screen. The second the challenge gets real, they're gone, leaving you with a lobby full of bots in a dead game. Pillar 3, the Lobby Dictator. The player who screams over the mic if you don't do whatever they say. Unlike the elitist who just kicks you, the dictator wants to narrate your every move. Are usually loud, stressed, and very fond to push the talk button. They think high volume communication equals high level strategy. If a play fails, it's because you did not listen to their, often bad, advice. Communication is key in versus, but there is a difference between smoker on roof and why didn't you shove the hunter in midair while also kiting a tank? The director thrives on control and not cooperation. So now that you are aware of the 3 pillars of toxicity in L4D2, let me share some strategies I have developed over time to deal with this toxicity. Once you realize these players aren't pros, they're just people who forget how to enjoy a video game, their power over you completely evaporates. Strategy number 1, the fundamentals. Use gameplay to silence the noise. Cover teammates, share meds, clear people's pins as soon as you can. Being the most helpful player on the team makes it harder for them to justify kicking you. You can even use simple callouts like tank or coming to show that you're paying attention without needing to engage in a shouting match. As infected, you should try to always attack with the team. Players are generally more forgiving from my experience when you are at least trying to work with them. If you're totally new to the game and don't really understand the basics, like what the special infected do, I highly recommend going into a workshop. There's a mod you can install by simply subscribing to it, and it lets you play versus with bots. Now, the bots won't exactly behave like most players, but it lets you experiment with the infected in a judge-free environment. There is also modded servers, but I personally don't really recommend those because sometimes the infected themselves are modded, which can result in different gameplay than what you would actually expect in vanilla servers, which would result in an unauthentic experience. Strategy number 2, the mental mute.
What?
I said, is that you?
I can't hear you! It's too dark in here!
The psychological side of staying calm. Don't feed the trolls. There's a good chance if you don't respond to their chat, they will stop trying to bait a reaction out of you. I personally don't even really play with voice chat on, as the mic quality is pretty bad. Most people don't even really do callouts that reliably, and the game gives me all the information I need to kind of understand what's going on at any given time. Also, keep in mind that a toxic lobby is not a prison. If the vibes are off, you can just leave and find a better one. Life is way too short for bad dead center runs. On the chance you do find a rare chill player, I also recommend it might be an interest of you to maybe send them a friend request. You can join their games if available in the future from the main menu, which can reduce the roulette of spam and quick play for a half decent match. Strategy number 3, who cares? Here's a secret that lobby dictators don't want you to know. Everybody whiffs. I have seen players with thousands of hours mess up witch crowns on accident. The game is literally designed for chaos. The physics are wonky, the hitboxes are 50-50, and sometimes the director just decides to spawn a crap ton of zombies or none at all. If you miss a charge, it's not like you failed a surgery. If some guy named GamerGod2009 starts screaming in the mic because you did not perfectly bait a tank, it's their problem, not really yours. Next time you accidentally blow up a boomer next to your team, you could just say something like, my bad, and I mean, if they kick you, then they just saved you the trouble of playing with people who have no chill. Strategy number 4, and this one's a pretty good one, I think. Social anchoring. This strategy is about anchoring the lobby's social dynamic the moment you join. Instead of waiting for toxicity to happen and reacting to it, you set the tone early so that the pillars of toxicity feel like the odd ones out. Do not let the angry voice be the loudest and only voice in the room. The goal is to set the vibe. Make it a point to call out a good play within the first few minutes of play. It doesn't even have to be anything like big, like, doing a huge death charge or anything, but something simple as a nice clear or good save can go a pretty long way. You're basically telling the lobby, this is a chill team. And if the lobby dictator starts tripping, they look like the ones breaking the peace. And since you've already built up some social credit with the other two teammates, making it less likely they'll follow up along with a toxic kick vote. I think it's pretty important to do this because usually it is the toxic person that ends up getting kicked. And look, at the end of the day, L4D2 Versus can be wonky with its spaghetti code, weird hitboxes, and some of the most hated players you'll ever meet. If you play long enough, you will get kicked for something stupid, but we don't keep playing for those guys. We play for that 1% lobby, that rare game where teams are balanced, the chat is funny, and everyone's just having a good time. Those matches are some of the best times I personally have in gaming, and to me, it's worth sifting through that garbage. So don't let the pillars of toxicity ruin your night. Use the strategies, hit the mute button when you need to, leave when you think it's not looking good, it doesn't really matter. But remember, it's just a game about zombies and kicking zombie ass.
Breathe air! You don't need a bait.
My bait's done charging.
Load it up.
Hadouken!